two great cities, two famous clubs and their people. Local boy. There's one or two in this team. One or two for whom Newcastle have been the only team. Jacob Murphy. Among the substitutes, Joe Willock and Lewis Miley, Sean Longstaff, Sean Neve, all Newcastle United fans from birth. The captain, Bruno Guimaraes, was the first stellar signing with the Saudi oil money 3 years ago. The first flexing of Newcastle's financial muscle. An exotic talent from the beaches of Rio, 6,000 miles from his new home. And it will be his honour to be the first Newcastle captain in the living memory of most Newcastle fans to collect a trophy that will mean so much to them and to their club. When they won the FA Cup here in 1955, the late Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II presented it to them. It's going to be presented by a representative of the sponsors today.
The winners of the 2024 Carabao Cup,
A new dawn has arrived at last for Newcastle United. A major trophy is decorated with black and white ribbons. The end of a long wait to see this. The first major trophy to head to Tyneside since the swinging 60s. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces. I'll let Ray Hudson sing the rest. You wouldn't want to be around him tonight.
So it feels amazing. I think it's been a very long time, 70 years since Newcastle United have won a domestic trophy. So as a fan, my first experience of seeing my team lift a trophy, it's been an incredible week. Watching the highlights on repeat, rewatching the whole match again, and just finding any clips that I can to savor in this moment. And then it's been absolutely phenomenal. Twitter has been amazing. It's just the positivity, the happiness around the place, people in tears, and things that we've always dreamt about but never thought would actually happen. So it's been an absolutely incredible time, and I think it's just hopefully the start of things to come. I think the game was won in different aspects. I'll point out a few things where I think won Newcastle the game. Firstly, the teams played a few weeks ago, and in that match, Joe Linton and Alexander Isak never played. And I think Liverpool won so easily that they must have thought that, look, if this is the best that Newcastle can come, yes, they're missing one or two players, but they can't really hurt us that much. And I think psychologically, I think they thought that the final would be a lot easier than it was. That's point number one. Then point number two is that a few seasons ago, Newcastle United lost in the last minute of injury time against Liverpool at Anfield, and they played quite well that day. And I think they were quite unlucky to lose that game. Then I think beginning of last season or not too long ago, it was also at St James's Park. Newcastle played very well. Virgil van Dijk got sent off, and they were set to win the game quite comfortably. But then Darwin Núñez scored two goals to steal victory for Liverpool, for 10-man Liverpool at that time. And I think that one really hurt Newcastle. And I think what it did was it sort of created a feel that we are playing very well against Liverpool, but somehow we're always losing. So it was just, psychologically that was starting to build up. But it's now also been 10 years since Newcastle beat Liverpool in any game. So that was 17 games in a row where Liverpool have either drawn or beaten Newcastle. So that those things all started to work together and build up towards Newcastle trying to say, listen, we need to find a way to beat Liverpool. And under Eddie Howe, Newcastle have beaten all other teams except Liverpool. And I think because it was no longer Jurgen Klopp at the helm, I think there was a chance for Newcastle to get something. And then the last point that I also want to bring up is the fact that Newcastle lost 2 years ago in the Carabao Cup final. And it was also with Eddie Howe and the squad feeling that hurt and that pain where they did so well to get to the final, but they never gave any resemblance of the true self. If you watch the game, you say that whole season Newcastle played with their intensity, but in that final there was no intensity. So I think all those factors together made Newcastle really hungry for success and really hungry to try and win this game. And then if you add the fact that Liverpool in the build up to the game lost on penalties to PSG, and it was obviously psychologically very hurtful to lose in that way for Liverpool and to go out of the Champions League so early. But also physically, I think it took a lot out of them, to go into extra time to try and win the penalties. And so all of those things added up together just resulted and culminated in Newcastle winning this game and winning it in a very good fashion in terms of they dominated from start to finish. Every player played well, you can say, if you go through the whole team, even the players who came on from the bench. So that it all, came together as one, and that is why I think the game was won by Newcastle United. With the trophy finally won, the players and the squad now have tasted success. Be it maybe not as great as some other clubs, Champions Leagues or Premier Leagues, but it's just something, and I think that is what others looking out from the outside will see and say, okay, so this team they reached the Champions League last season or the season before. Now they've won a trophy. They are definitely on the right track, and I think that also shows Eddie Howe and his coaching staff that they are good enough to take Newcastle from where they were to where they want to go. And I think this is hopefully the start of better things. there's 10 games to go, and Newcastle United can still qualify for the Champions League. So I think that is something that they really, really have to target and go for. And with the Premier League getting top five, or five teams for the Champions League next season based on the coefficient, I think it's a really, really big chance for Newcastle to try and push and get Champions League football. And if they do Champions League football coupled with players having just won a trophy, I think it could signal, to the squad that, listen, whatever you want to achieve, you can actually achieve it with this club. You don't have to move to another club. And that's how they can hopefully keep hold of their best players and then try and improve the squad in the transfer market. Having not really strengthened the squad in 3 windows in a row, I think now there's a bit of headspace with regards to PSR, and having sold a couple of players, I think they really, really have to go and target the transfer window and really improve the squad and attack next season, having gained some momentum towards the end of this season.